Canceling out my job. Well, today is, as of this recording, it is February 3rd, and likely this won't get uploaded to the channel for some time. I have a backlog of videos. If you follow the channel, I make mention that in other videos that sometimes it takes me a while to upload. That's why I don't go to great lengths in editing, so it would take even longer. But what I wanted to talk about is I had some kind of cryptic videos out there of me. I think I was driving and talking about the week I was embarking on. I kind of documented a week, not every single day, but just kind of what I was going through, some travel, some stuff going on in my life, and this like quote unquote business meeting, which was actually a job interview. I ultimately was extended an offer last week, worked out the particulars, super pumped. It's another role, not exactly in the field I'm in now, but certainly another executive level role, but this role is going to be, I think, more fun and exciting, and kind of back to my roots of the industry I'm in. The industry I am, it can be pretty broad, but this kind of takes me back to the types of customers I was working with early in my career, or not my career, but in this industry. I've been in this, basically, to keep it broad, in the instrumentation industry for about 15 years now. So this kind of takes me back to the roots of that with the company I'll be working at. Super excited, really looking forward to the people I'm working with. But the point of this video is today was the day that I gave notice. And at the executive level, you can't really just give a 2 weeks notice and bounce, right? Especially, I'm responsible for about 50 people, and you just can't run out the door on them. They're good people who work very hard, and they're gonna, rightfully so, have questions in terms of what's next, regardless of whether they are glad I'm going or not. Hopefully they're not glad I'm going, but hopefully they're glad for me. But regardless, being in those shoes many times, it's more about what's next. Who's next? Are they going to fit? Are they going to be fit the culture? Are they one of us, or are they from the outside? Someone outside they bring in? These are questions that I don't know the answer to yet, because this is, less than 5 hours old. So I just wanted to do a quick video on that. And I've been with my current company for 8 years, and I got promoted. I got increasing responsibility over time, but certainly got promoted to the big role that I'm in now there. And I'm forever grateful. And because, in some of the other videos, you hear me mention the Midwest location. The job is physically in the Midwest, and in a very small town. So I likely will be saying goodbye to that town, the friends I've made, kind of almost living there part-time. So that will be really difficult. But getting back to the notice, I did essentially give a 2-month notice. Excuse me. 2-month notice, and to allow time to kind of hand things over, and maybe be part of the solution for the next person that will take my position. Maybe have some input on that. And leading up to it, because I knew what I was going to do today, I knew at some point last week that this was coming and going to be real. The first thing I did was my, if you will, my first officer, the first next in command of the company, who reports to me, kind of my right-hand person. I let her know that I was resigning. I wanted to let her know before I officially gave it to the big bosses over the pond, across the pond. Excuse me. Oh, no, I'm yawning. Today wasn't. Well, I did get up early. So that was a long conversation, about an hour, just because we started at the company at the same time, gone through the same challenges together, got through those challenges together, highs, lows, all these different things, right? So that person took it how I thought I would take it, where not happy, but happy for me kind of situation, right? So then the next kind of meeting was with one of basically my direct boss across the pond, and I set something on his calendar on Sunday for Monday, just calling it like a catch up or something like that. And what I feel bad about this is they're 6 hours ahead, so it's like it was like 5 o'clock their time in the evening, and that's what I drop. I drop that I'm leaving. He was not happy. Again, happy for me, not happy about the situation. So really, what we're going to do is sit on it overnight in terms of how do we start communicating with people, because I have a management team that reports to me, so likely this first step will be one-on-one. I'll speak to them before we talk to the company, and then we'll likely have a company meeting, and I'll formally share this with everybody, which will be excuse me, one of the more challenging things that I have had to do, because what you don't realize when you're kind of on your way up, and sometimes in the day in the life of, people look to you, regardless if they like you or not, or respect you or not. Hopefully they like me and respect me, but you kind of hold the cards in terms of their, I don't want to say their happiness, but their sense of stability within an organization, right? We built a really awesome culture, work-life balance, work from home, flexible hours, it's a casual workplace, those kinds of things. But the expectation is you work hard, get the job done. And their thought could be, well, the next person that comes in, are they gonna be like this, or are they gonna like demand a lot more out of us, or shut these rules down? So I can understand where that's going to be tough on them, and so part of the reason, part of the reason for the 2 months is so I can hopefully help smooth that over for them, and we'll see. But in terms of how I'm feeling, I was relating to past experiences. At this point in my life, I tend to look back and say, okay, what did I go through in my life before that's similar to this? What did I do in that situation? How was I feeling? What would I have done differently? What would I do exactly the same? So I thought about when I resigned in my last job, and I might have done a video on that situation. I think I did do a video on that situation, and despite being on outstanding terms, I basically got ran out of the company because it was like they were disappointed I wasn't there forever. I knew that wasn't going to happen. I'm also 8 years older and 8 years wiser and experienced, so like I knew that, like, hey, if that happens, okay, then you got 2 months off, right, paid. So I knew that would be the case. This company's not that way, because that would have gotten out too and been bad for company morale. So it was fine. But an interesting or funny thing happened. I wasn't nervous about it, and I had been nervous about these things in the past, but a strange thing happened. Well, the first call with my colleague, I felt like we were breaking up. Like I felt like I was breaking up. It was just, it's not you, it's me, that kind of thing. And I'm sorry to let you down. I have to do what's best for me. Wow. And then in the meeting with my superior, he was a few minutes late for the call. He got caught on another call, and we were using Teams, so it was going to be video. And what was so strange is when I was sitting working at my desk, about 2 minutes before the call, or actually even when I was sitting in the call waiting for him, my heart started to race. And I was kind of smiling internally, thinking, "Oh, there you go. The nerves hadn't been there, but now they're there." So I did get a little anxious. I think not because I was nervous about what he would say. I think I tend to be a people pleaser, and I think I was more worried that I would let him down. And ultimately, you can't work someplace to keep other people happy. Yeah, you want to satisfy your bosses and make them happy with you, of course. But you can't ultimately make career choices based on like, oh, if I leave this company, they're not going to be happy with me. Yeah, so he took it, and it was neat because he did say he wants to come over here pretty soon and go have a beer with me. So in the end, not that I like to make people upset, of course, but when they have that kind of reaction, it makes you feel like, you know what, all right, they genuinely did like me. They genuinely are bummed out that I'm going, kind of thing. But I urge them, because we say this all the time when somebody would leave, not that people were leaving all the time, but when people would leave, a good person or not, we would say, that's challenging, but it's also an opportunity to get better. So with my supervisor, I used that. I said to him, I was like, just like we say with everyone else, and I should be no different, it will be challenging, but you'll have an opportunity to do things differently, maybe do them better. And he waved it off, and he was like, no, that's it's not what we want to do. So it even felt reassuring that I was liked and did a good job, that he waved that off. But I'm a big believer that we're all replaceable. Not that you just walk in and fire people and replace them, but I'm just saying a company is not bigger. I should say one person is not bigger than an entire company. I've always felt that way, no matter what level you work on. And everyone is replaceable, from the entry level people all the way up to CEO, meaning like, hey, if that person moves on, the company will still be fine and move on. Everyone is replaceable. Yeah, some sting more than others, of course. And hopefully, I mean, you don't want it to sting for others when you leave, but hopefully it's not like, oh, well, we got rid of the dead weight, which I don't think it is. Well, all right, so that's a little bit about maybe kind of a follow-on to that cryptic, multi-clipped or shot video that I did driving in the car on that business meeting about that crazy week. And I haven't edited that video, not that I do much editing, but I need to put all the clips together. And I was looking at the camera, scrolling through, looking for something else, and I can see the expression on the still in my face where I looked tired, because that was an exhausting week, and I looked bummed out and torn because I just had so much going on that week. And it was like a switch was flipped the second I got through the second day of that interview. It was kind of like a late in the afternoon interview, and then in the morning next day. So it was, all in all, it was probably like 6 hours. But when I got done after that morning of the second day, I felt like, oh yeah, a rock star. Like, I'm like, this is awesome. They give me the right offer. I'm there, and that's what happened. And so here we are. So there's much still to come with the ending of my current role, of course, but I just thought maybe I'd do a little series on what that is, kind of like the wind down of my current job. And for me, it'll be interesting to document it, because at some point in the future, maybe I'll go back and look at it and be like, wow, that's what I was thinking back then. That was the right thought, or that was the bad thought, whatever. Oh, look how young I was then. that kind of thing. So I have to start formulating a game plan next on how we're communicating with people. So maybe the next video on this topic will be how that is going, communicating with the employees, and like what we're saying and what we're doing. So maybe if someone somewhere out there is watching this and they're in a similar situation, not that I'm saying I have all the right answers, but maybe this is relatable, so kind of peace of mind, or maybe it draws an idea or some inspiration of how not to go about something or to go about something. All right, well, thanks for watching. If you haven't, feel free to comment, like, subscribe. This channel is certainly becoming a variety of all things, where we used to be mostly just vintage, kind of vintage items, fans, lawnmowers, tools. Now we're kind of, it's morphed into talking about my real life outside of the hobbies that we enjoy on the channel. So I appreciate you. I appreciate all the support, and I appreciate you following. And we will see you on the next one.